Hi, I'm Rochester Chamber Communications Director Dan Smith here with the March 2020 edition of the BobCast, featuring Rochester Chamber CEO Bob Duffy. We're talking about the Small Business Council of Rochester today. Recently announced that SBC and Greater Rochester Chamber of Commerce have decided to realign where they've been separate entities for such a long time. What's happening there?
Actually, very proud. This morning we announced that the Small Business Council and the Chamber have now been reunified. I don't know all the history. They were separate when I arrived 5 years ago, but could never understand why. 95% of our members are small businesses, and we've really operated with a great partnership and friendship for all these years. I have enormous respect for the SBC, the work they do with book bags for kids, food at Thanksgiving, the whole SBC Cares program, great corporate social responsibility. But sometimes people have to be members of both, and so thanks to Greg Miller, who is the board chair, and the entire board of SBC, we announced today we've come together. So we're back as a team, and I've often said it's the Rochester way, that we have a myriad of things going on, good things, but all done independently. And one of the best ways I think we could be successful is looking for ways to align. And so the SBC coming back in the chamber, it's like one big family. As I said, most of our members are small businesses. We are going to work very hard to ensure that there is a seamless transfer with everybody coming on, but we're so proud to have them, proud to have these many CEOs and their employees. We have more voices. We have a greater strength with those voices here in Albany and in Washington. There is strength in numbers, and when we're fragmented and many times going in different directions, we don't speak as strongly as we do with one voice, and we're looking forward to the future. But again, I can't thank Greg Miller and his team enough for this. It really is it's a great day. And one example, as I mentioned earlier, Dan and I were talking, Rock 2025 is, it's an affiliation. It's got an overall arching umbrella group that really kind of brings our chamber, Greater Rochester Enterprise, Visit Rochester, downtown development, the city, county, and state together. It's not consolidation. It is coming together as a team to strategize, set goals, and set some metrics. We are much more effective when we work as a team and work together. And if I were to surmise some of the challenges Rochester has now, maybe has had for several years, probably have not been addressed effectively, because we work in so many different directions. And I think the more we can align, work as a team. For those that played team sports in your life, you realize how much it is. 5 players in a basketball team going in different directions are not effective. 5 players coming together as a team are very effective. So great news today with SBC, and again, kudos to Greg Miller for his leadership, his entire board, and we welcome them as part of our chamber family.
All right, we're going to open up the March BobCast mailbag, and you're welcome to send in a question for Bob for future BobCasts at chamber@greaterrochesterchamber.com. The first question, not just from one individual, this is coming in from many different areas. News media has been calling about it, our members have been talking about it, businesses concerned about coronavirus. What can you tell us about Rochester Chamber's role in informing the public and business especially about coronavirus?
Very timely question, Dan. You can turn on a TV, your tablets, look at the paper every day. We're being bombarded with news. It certainly is a crisis. While it's not here in Rochester yet, it's in New York State. It's coming. It's going to be a global-wide pandemic. It really will be. So some of the things that we're doing. First of all, I've spoken with County Executive Adam Bello. We are working with the county, the great county health director, Dr. Mike Mendoza, both hospital systems, Rochester Regional and URMC, to get the best information we can and then communicate that to our members. We're trying to get everything we can out there so our membership can hear and see. I want to thank Dan Smith for putting on our website a link with that information, and we'll get things out to you as soon as we can. Next Monday in our office here, we're hosting a meeting with County Executive Bello and Dr. Mendoza for a briefing on the coronavirus. We're getting information from the state and Governor Cuomo. We saw today that Governor Cuomo did order both SUNY and CUNY schools to bring back their study abroad students. So there's a lot of precautions being made, but some of the things that we're doing here is, first of all, even from a chamber perspective, we have 42 employees. We're making arrangements right now for remote working with laptops and technology. So if somebody is sick or somebody is afraid to come in, we can't shut down our business, so we keep on going. I think people should look at that flexibility in their environments, and today the remote workplace is a very strong one. So I think business owners should be looking at, if this were to happen, if some of my key employees were to contract the virus, what will we do? We have to keep our business going. I think that remote workplace is helpful. And things like washing your hands and not putting hands in your mouth and eyes. Things, certain contexts, basic hygiene steps that I think are so important in spreading it. And believe me, if you're sick, whether it be the coronavirus, the flu, or something else, stay home. Don't come to work. Don't infect other people. Be respectful of that. And we're trying to balance. We don't want to create a sense of fear, but there's so much information that's being made available. We want to get you the best information we can get. And through our many relationships, we will do that consistently. But if you have questions, ask us. Again, I credit County Executive Bello and Dr. Mendoza and his team, and really both hospital systems, Rochester Regional and URMC, have been terrific. We are blessed with the best healthcare per capita you could ever ask for. So the experts are there. State Health Department is involved as well. We'll keep getting it out, but I think the most important thing right now is to be cautious, limit your travel when you're in contact with people. Always wash your hands. Again, avoiding putting hands in eyes and mouth and type of sneezing. And we were kind of kidding the office today with the new coronavirus handshake as like an elbow or a fist bump, as opposed to shaking hands. But I think people are really getting it, and everyone I've talked to so far gets it, is taking those precautions, wants more information. The one question I can't answer is what the economic impact is yet. We hear a lot of things from our members. No one said we're losing this amount of money daily, weekly, monthly, with some of the supply chain issues in China and Asia. But I do think you're going to see big hits with tourism, the travel industry. People are concerned, or they're going to be very, very cautious. Some of the suppliers for companies here may be shut down, so parts that are needed might not be coming here as quickly as they should, nor orders for our parts going out. So there clearly will be an economic impact overall, but the one thing we hope for is that we don't see the fatalities that we're starting to see already. With the healthcare we have, we want to make sure that those fatalities are limited. And it seems right now children, older adults, those with pre-existing conditions are most vulnerable. But one thing that we were concerned with is that sometimes when the symptoms hit, you don't even know you have it for several days as it incubates. And sometimes by then you may have infected a number of other people. So common sense, stay tuned to the news, which is really doing a great job putting it out there. And we'll keep you posted in terms of what we get as soon as we get it every day and week.
And you can probably talk to this too. One of the most frequently asked questions we've had, especially in our human resources department, is what should we do? And we're not here to tell businesses what they should do, but we are telling them, arm yourself with information, make the best possible decision you can based on what you know.
Yep. Take care of your employees. And again, I talk about the remote working opportunities. With today's technology, you can work from anywhere. So if you can accomplish the same thing without impacting someone's health, and especially those who don't feel well or are sick, or may have traveled abroad, and who knows if they are coming back and may have been exposed. But I think common sense would dictate. Any questions, call us. We have a great human resource leader, Kathy Richmond, here at the Chamber. Feel free to call. We'll get you answers right away. We'll get you the best responses we could possibly get. If we don't know them, we'll search them out and get them back to you.
And on our website, greaterrochesterchamber.com, we have a compilation of resources from government, healthcare, HR, PR, and news media. It's all under coronavirus planning resources for business. It's right on the front page of our homepage right now. Go there, greaterrochesterchamber.com. If it moves away, just search for coronavirus and you'll find it right away there.
Two late-breaking pieces of information on that, which is interesting. The governor has just had approved multi-million dollars from New York State to address these issues, and also through the legislature, they've given the governor some additional powers in emergency situations with this virus. The federal government has also allocated a large sum of money nationally for this. So the nice thing is, in today's politics, you see our governor working very closely with federal leaders, Vice President Pence and others, and President Trump on this. They're working together, and I think that's what public service is all about. So for those that see all the political back and forth every day in the media, I think we should take heart that when these crises hits, people come together and work together. And the most important thing is to keep people safe, keep them alive, and provide the best information that we can.
And we'll keep updating that information on our website, greaterrochesterchamber.com. Turning now to one more BobCast mailbag item. This one comes from Andrew Gleasman of CE Tech. He would like to get an update on AIM Photonics. What's the status with AIM Photonics? We haven't heard much in a while.
You know, AIM Photonics has been quiet, but it is moving along. If you get out of the facility on Lake Avenue, right across from the old Kodak Research Labs, there is world-class technology and tools installed. Some are still being installed in there. It is a great asset for research. I think U of R and RIT both have a partnership with the Photonics investments down there. Things I could not even begin to describe, but when you look at the high-level science and technology, we're glad to have that. And I think people, and there's certain people you hear quite a bit from in social media that have this like one-track focus about photonics. Not you, Andrew, but others. Here's the thing. It didn't have to be here. The governor did put it in Rochester. It could have been in Albany, could have been in Yonkers, could have been in Buffalo, could have been in New York City. He put it here as an investment opportunity. Unfortunately, a few years back, a former elected official who is now deceased made a prediction about jobs and what the number of jobs would be. I don't think anybody realized that would ever happen, but one person made one comment in the media, and I think that's been seized upon for years. It's not going to create hundreds or thousands of jobs. It never was intended to do that from the start. There'll be jobs there that certainly will be created, but what it does, it draws companies, it draws research, it really helps our universities. It really is world-class technologies we did not have before. And keep in mind, if we did not want it in Rochester, they would love to have it in California, in Massachusetts, in Florida, and other places. We have partners in photonics from all the major universities. UC Santa Barbara, MIT, Columbia, and many others. You have world-class minds involved with this. And really what the governor did was have faith in Rochester to invest money to put it here, to give us one more opportunity, one more tool in the tool bag. So no, it's not going to replace Eastman Kodak's heyday with 65,000 jobs. It's not intended to do that. But we are a tech hub and a growing tech hub. And if you paid attention to the news, the book Jumpstarting America by Andrew Gruber, Rochester has been rated the #1 site for a technology hub of the future based upon our 19 colleges and universities, our great companies, the great talent we have here. And you know, and a photonics investment, that's one more thing. It's one more investment here that will help. It's a tool in the toolbox. It's not the answer to all of our economic questions, but it's there, it's growing, it's coming. And I think the best thing to do is I would defer to the state officials to take people on a tour whenever they can to see it, because it's something we would not have had. And I think the one thing, for those that are just focused on always picking this one issue to criticize or take shots at, that is great. I'm giving the best information I can, but I'm pretty positive about this. And it's not a waste of money. It is an investment. And I think if you were to ask some key scientists from U of R, RIT, they're glad to have this partnership because it really does help put us on the map in some areas. So we'll keep you posted, and I will defer to the state when they're ready to take people on tours. I've been there on several occasions. It really is a fabulous facility right across from our Kodak Research Labs. We have some key people there, but I'm going to close by saying this. We didn't have to have it here. It could be moved and it could be taken someplace else. It could have gone someplace else, but I appreciate Governor Cuomo's investment in putting it here. I appreciate the many scientists and great minds and great companies in this region like Corning and many others who are part of this effort. People that really are world-class talent and minds in science wanted these tools, are glad to have it here, support this. So I certainly give them far more credibility than maybe somebody is looking to run for office next year and uses this as a item. I would defer to those great minds to do that, and I have confidence that it will grow exponentially. But I want to repeat, nobody in my environment ever promised hundreds or thousands of jobs. Not the governor, not the people working on this. The person who did, although well-intentioned, certainly it was not accurate. And that person is no longer with us. So that person can't defend those comments, and we've kind of moved on from that.
All right, that's a wrap for this March 2020 edition of the BobCast. If you have a question for the April edition, send it to chamber@greaterrochesterchamber.com.
Thank you.